Hi, welcome to Image Fillers. This is our Mettler Toledo scale it will be connected to one of our fillers. Basically, it'll feed back information to our filler, so instead of our filler filling to a turns, it actually fills to a weight. This is a type of platform scale that we would use. This is the actual display, the IND 560 display. What we're going to do is just walk you through a little bit about the IND setup here. There are some arrow keys right here that we're going to be using a lot of. There's also some soft keys up here that are already set up into the program. Let me walk you through first the soft keys. Right now we're set into pounds up top. The soft keys up here, this is to actually start the filling process, this button right here. This symbol here is to switch from kgs to pounds. This is your time, if you want to get the time or date set up in there. This is your menu setup, and I'll walk you through that in a second, what that key does. There's an arrow key pointing down, so to get to the next screen you would use the arrow down. Right here you have your, this is the complete setup menu, and I'll walk you through that as well. Let's go ahead and back up and go through the symbols real quick. The setup, I'm sorry. So this symbol is the setup menu. You hit that. You have a couple of things here. You have your target weight. That's going to be your final fill weight that you're trying to achieve. Right now I have 16.55 pounds in there. The spill weight is when you have powder falling down from the auger, there's product in flight that hasn't hit the scale yet, that isn't weighed, that is called your spill. So you have to set the final, you have to shut the auger off sooner than the scale can weigh it. Meaning, right now I have my spill at 1 pound. So we know that at when the scale reads 15.55 pounds, it will actually shut the auger off, and there'll be about another pound of material in flight that hasn't hit yet. This is just something that we're setting here. We don't have the filler hooked up, but it could be as high as a pound. It can be as low as a few grams depending on your fill weight. So you're going to set in here what kind of weight you want to navigate in here. You're going to hit the enter key. Once you hit the enter key, then you can start using your number buttons. You could set pounds or kilograms. Or ounces, but we're actually set up in kilograms or pounds right now for your screen. You go to your spill. Right now we're going to do 1 pound for your spill. You have a fine feed. Most of our fillers with the scale setup are going to have bulk and dribble capability, so that means is your auger is going to turn really fast for your fast feed, and then it's going to slow down for your fine feed. I just have a few weights here, so I'm actually going to slow the auger down once it reaches 9 pounds less than the final fill weight. So right now our final fill weight is 16.55 pounds. We're going to wait till if whatever number we put in here is the number less the final fill weight. So if it's 16.55 pounds, it's going to be 9 pounds less than that, which is 7.55 pounds. So in a real application, this is just kind of show you how it works, but in a real application you might have your fine feed. If you have a 16.55 pound fill, you might have your fine feed at somewhere around 15 pounds or so, and then have a spill at under 20 grams or so, something like that. But again, I'm just kind of showing you how to set it up here. The last thing is your tolerance. What is acceptable in your ranges, and you can fill that in down here. So you just enter through. We have 9 pounds as our fine feed, and our tolerance, we can put whatever we want, 0.01 plus and minus, or whatever your final thing is. If you're filling 16.55 pounds, it might be a % over that or a % under that, or you might just go 2% over that and 0% under that. So something like that. Just depends on what you're filling and what your ranges are. So let's go ahead and hit OK. So cycling back here, we set up our little program. We come back. We do have a tear button if we want to tear it. It's in automatic tear right now, so once you put a weight on it, it actually tears it out for you. This is our start button. and as you can see, it goes right to the screen. So we started the filler in the fast feed mode. So right now, when the application is set up, your auger's turning at a high rate of speed, and it's filling up the scale. We're going to go ahead and put our first weight on the scale, and as you can see, once it hit that 9 pounds, 7.55 pounds or whatever we set in there, it went right to feed. So what that means is that went to dribble speed. So right now, how it would be set up in your filler, your auger would slow down and be dribbling in the remaining amount. I'm going to put the second weight on. Gets up to the final fill weight, which is 16.6 pounds. In this scenario, the auger would have stopped. You would take off your container or your bag, whatever you're filling, and it would reset to 0. And then right away you'd hit the start button again and go right into your process. A lot of times we'll either hit the start button or hit a foot switch. Fast feed, and we're done our cycle. It's a pretty simple setup. Now what we're going to do is go back into the setup mode. We're going to provide you with a piece of paper that kind of walks you through the setup. And how you get through that, again, we're going to go back to the arrow down button. We're going to go right into the program. So this is the setup program. And right now, as you can see, the scale, the capacity we want to have as kilograms. We did this one as kilograms and pounds. Number of ranges. So as you can see, we're going to go right into scale. So you have scale. You have your arrow over to the right button, which opens up another drop-down menu. You can use the arrow down to get what you want, which is right now we want capacity in increments. I hit enter. Primary units, and we're going to use kgs. You can go to, and you just toggle down through here. And our capacity in increments we have at 30.05 kgs. You can, depending on what the load cell capacity is, that'll change depending on what you have, and we'll get that information to you. On this one it's 30 and 5.05 kgs. Now we're just going to arrow up. Calibration, go down. Calibration, you just enter through. Depending on what you want to do, you can use calibration units, kgs or pounds. Down here is where you're going to calibrate the load cell. We're calibrated from the factory, but if you have something happen there and you need to calibrate it again, it's always good to calibrate it too, maybe once a month or so. You'd leave the scale empty and hit this button right here. It'll take you through a little thing and say done, and then once you're done, then you would take a known weight. Now we have a known weight here of 8.67 pounds, whatever that's in kgs. You would enter in there what your known weight is, put the known weight on, and it would read that and calibrate it for you. So again, you'd hit the 0 button, no weight on there. You get a known weight. You enter the known weight into the screen, and then put the known weight on there, and it'll take you through. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We also give you that information on the sheet. Application, you're going to go down. And again, I'm not going to go through all these with you because it's on the sheet, but you're going to arrow down to application. At the right arrow over to open up the application menu. We're going to look for memory, which is target table. So we got memory on there. Arrow over to the right. And we're going to go down to the target table. And you can see material transfer, target deviation. Material transfer, target deviation. So this is all set up in the menu, but if you were to lose power or anything like that, or you needed to reset this scale for any reason, you just walk yourself through this piece of paper we give you, to set up the menu. I'm going to just go ahead and just walk you down through another quick one real quick is the I/O. So we're going to go down to I believe that's in operation. Just make sure here. Yeah, discrete I/O. So we're going to open that up. Got inputs there and outputs. Again, you're just going to open up those menus. For this particular application, we have a weigh in and that fast feed and feed for inputs and outputs. The soft keys, you can put different soft keys in there. That is in the soft keys are those things I was showing you in the beginning of the screen. That they are in terminal. And there's the soft keys. There's different soft keys you can put in there. Again, right now we have the soft keys as your start, the toggle between your pounds and kgs, the time, and then your setup menu. So it's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, please give us a call. We're at 610-466-1440. Thank you very much, and take care.